Hi guys, it's Neo. I just am doing this for fun. It's not really a tutorial or anything, it's just an explanation of my style. So this is actually just a voiceover, so I sped up the recording a little bit and okay, so obviously I start with the shape of the head and I put those lines in. I do the base of the neck and the line of the neck so I have kind of an idea of where to put it. And like the thickness of it. And then the shoulders just kind of come, for me, how I draw it, the shoulders just kind of come down off the sides, just slightly sloping, and I try to make them a little broader than I normally would. So yeah, right now I'm just getting the really basic line art, or not line art, the sketching down so that I can trace over it. Usually I do a second one, well not usually, sometimes I do a second sketch on top of it, just in case the first one is too messy, but this one was actually not messy, so I didn't, well not as messy as it could have been, so I didn't do that. I'm just putting in just kind of what I wanted the pose to be like, kind of leaning forward just a little bit so you can see kind of the top of his collarbone more than the front of it. I realized later his head is kind of big, but I'm just gonna say that's because he's kind of younger, and go with that. I tried to put a flower on his hat and then on his vest, but that also didn't really work out, so I just kind of I did this weird hand thingy with the microphone, so and I chose this song because I think it's adorable, and I think Toy Freddy's adorable, so I felt it fit. I don't know what other songs I'm gonna put right now. That'll be in the future. Okay, so then I start the line art, and I go over the sketching that I did. I lower the opacity of the sketching, so this is on a different layer. And I tried to make his face kind of roundish to be more childlike and more like, you know, toy-ish. I don't know. Oh, I put pupils kind of small, because I like the look of that, and then also the eyebrow into the nose line is kind of helpful. It just kind of gives you more of a flowing facial structure, I think. So yeah, I'm looking up a reference to look off of finally. I should have looked it up before I started. So, okay, so with the mouth, if I do kind of, sloping, like, I don't know how to, like a little mountain on top of it before you go into the smile, almost as if it was going to be a frown, then it looks kind of playful-ish, it looks kind of more open and, like, cute, I guess, so, and then the teeth, obviously I just do the shadows of just the sides of the teeth, because I like that look too, and try to get the pointy tooth in there so you can tell, but then I don't do the rest of the teeth, I just leave that white, kind of anime-ish. So then I'm doing kind of Disney style man lashes a little bit, just to, like, because he doesn't actually have eyelashes, but I'm assuming he'd at least use some sort of eye makeup if he were a human. So then I put kind of a little wrinkle on the edge of his mouth just because I like that look of kind of a stretching thing, but not having to do the whole line to, you know. So then I do the ear. I used to do a lot of the inside of the ear, but now I just do the, just that one little line just to kind of convey the whole inside, because ears are kind of hard. And the curly hair, I actually don't like drawing curly hair, but sometimes it's fun. I just have to try to make sure, like, I don't have too many, don't have too little, and that the ends are pointy enough. I just kind of, I do extra little lines within the line of hair that I draw, just because it gives you more of a sense of more than just like a big lump of hair. It kind of looks like actual hair strands a little bit more. Okay, so the way I draw hats is not the way you should draw hats, because that is one of the main things I struggle with, is drawing hats. So I don't have anything to say about my hat except that it's really bad, and I know it is, and I don't know how to fix it, but I tried to do the curvature thing. I don't know what I was trying to do. I have a serious problem drawing hats. they never fit on their heads, and they always just look awkward. I don't know why. That and shoes and guns, actually, those three things, I really have a hard time doing. I should probably just look up tutorials and actually learn how, because I end up drawing those things a lot. Okay, so then I do kind of just a really subtle Adam's apple type thing, and it kind of comes down from his jaw as if there's a little, you know, curvature underneath there. And the vest I did has little tiny, little narrow sleeves, because that kind of looks a little bit fancier, at least opposed to like regular Freddy or old Freddy, because it kind of looks more new and toyish, I think, so I did that. I don't know why I did the hand like that. He's just kind of, I just thought it was kind of a fancy, loose way of holding it, as if he didn't really care, but he's also just kind of being a fancy little toy Freddy. Oh, and also, I don't know how to draw microphones, that's another thing, but I kind of just roll with just the regular, really regular version of a microphone. Kind of lame, but that's what I do. So then I do the wrinkles right where his torso is bending, obviously, so you can tell just that the clothes are wrinkling under there a little bit because he's leaning forward. And then I do the little armpit wrinkles really long, kind of stretched out, because I kind of like the look of that, I don't know why. But, and a lot of times having them touch the other end of the shirt just because it just looks very wrinkly. And then I do the little seam line a lot, just where the seam is on the shoulder. I can't not do that. But the bent elbows with the rolled up sleeves, I just try to do just a reasonable amount of wrinkles down there, so you can kind of tell that's a little bit foreshortening. The fingers are kind of like pinched together because it kind of looks a little fancy, you know, and kind of just like this cute little, I don't know. I was just trying to capture the personality that I imagined for him. I had a little bit of a hard time with that end of the elbow, it was too skinny. But yeah, oh yeah, I could not resist. I didn't really want to do those, but I really did. So I added in the gloves because I just think they look cool, and I know there's no like practical thing other than just fashion and just looking cool. I don't exactly know if Toy Freddy would wear them, but I'm just gonna leave it because it's I think it's cool. Then I just go through the line art and try to fix things that I missed before when I was drawing it, just trying to make it look a little bit better. Obviously I changed the eye, I added the earring because I think that's a good touch on Toy Freddy's personality, I don't know. Tried to fix the hat. Keyword tried. Sad face about the hat. Okay, so his head's too big. I wish I would have noticed that before, but it really is a hassle to try to resize the head once I've colored everything because it's on a different layer. I know it's lazy of me to not fix it, but I'm just gonna say he's young. So yeah, this skin tone, I liked it before when I used it, but then I realized it was kind of too gray for me. I did change it later. Sometimes there's little gaps in the line art because what I do is I duplicate the line art layer and then I just use the layer underneath to fill in with the paint bucket, actually. And then just go from there. Sometimes there's holes and sometimes there's other problems, but I just fix them as I go along. What I do with dark colors, when I use dark colors, I don't, if you don't put white underneath or a light color underneath first, then there's going to be a little halo around the line art that I really don't like. I don't think it looks good at all. I'm getting behind. So then what I do is I put a lighter color underneath and then I put the darker color on top just to be safe so that I don't have that problem, because if I fill it more than once, then it messes with the line art. So anyway, I chose the reddish orange kind of brown for his hair because that's kind of what he is. He's just kind of this light character. And then with the freckles, I just take a really dark version of whatever the skin tone was, and then just draw on the freckles from there in a different layer. There's the blush. I select the color layer and then just put the blush on top. Then, okay, along with the color, I just, I changed the tone of the color just a little bit for the other items of clothes. That, I kind of wanted to put in, like, that lighter brown that he has on his face. I didn't know how to do it, so I just put in that eyeshadow. I don't know. I think he needs more makeup because I think the other toys have a bit more makeup than he does. So here I put a little bit of shine on his hat. I didn't really know what I was doing, but that's just, I switched over to the brush and I turned down the opacity on the brush, and then I just went over it on a different layer in white. Did the same thing with the little red strip of thing. Alright, so I decided to change the skin color to that. It's warmer, and it's really, like, it really has a big contrast to the other one I was using. It's just kind of, it's brighter and funner. So, okay, this I did not learn from myself. I learned it from something else. I learned it from a different tutorial, so I'm not taking credit for that. But I just learned to put a complementary color, like layering on top of everything, and then use the other complementary color to shade. It just makes it look a lot better for shading. I have started that just a little bit recently just because I learned it. With the shading, I take the lasso selection tool and I just select what I want to be shaded. It kind of takes a while. I do the shadows and the cast shadows, whatever I can. Not too much, obviously. A lot of times, if it's like a dark picture or some evil picture or something, I'll put the shading in the front of the face, so that it kind of looks more dark, like they're facing into the darkness. Obviously, this one's lighter and mood and happier, so I did the shading in the back because the light is on his face, because it's a happier vibe. It's just kind of what I have done, or what I try to do, because I think it works. And yeah, I decided to draw Toy Freddy because, it's a little off topic again, but because there is not enough fan art of him at all, and there's not enough fan art of old Freddy, and they need more because I really love them, because Freddy's my favorite. So anyway, then okay, so I try to go along with the folds that I've drawn in the line art when I shade it, so that it, I don't know, just that's because just that's how probably it would go. Okay, I'm almost done with this little shading. I do the little shading of the under the lip and under the nose. I think that's kind of a little bit cute, you know. So then what I do, so I took yellow because I wanted it to be warm, like I learned in the tutorial. So the complementary color yellow is purple, and I just shaded it in really dark purple and then took it down. See, if I'd done that with just black, then it wouldn't have looked as warm and popping out. So then this last little touch that I like, because it's kind of cartoony, is just to put a layer of white with the pencil, not the brush, just around the edges. I go under the line art, but above everything else, including the shading. And I just kind of go along the outside just so you can see it. I only do it on the shadows on the white clothes because obviously you can't see it. And I forgot to say, I chose the white other than like a light brown because that's what I do for regular Freddy, and it kind of looks cleaner and fancier kind of than old Freddy, because I'm trying to think of good ways to humanize him, and that's just one of the things. So even though the hand is way back there, I'm still doing it because I imagine that the light would reach over there too, just because it's kind of popping out a little more. And then what I do, I kind of try to put lighting on the back too, as if the lighting were kind of wrapping around him a little bit, or just like reflecting back maybe. just, it kind of rounds it out. It's not as, it just kind of, it just seems like a nice little highlight to just those back shadows so that you can still see it easy. I usually make my pictures really dark, so I try to lighten them up. This, what I really like to do is I like to take the color of the eyes and then do a little circle gradient and just make them glow a little bit, and then I take the brush tool, lower the opacity again, and just go around the eyes, around the hair and the nose and the eyebrows, around where it would have been reflecting. Usually it's on a different layer. This time I forgot to do a different layer, so it's just on the same layer, kind of bright. So then what I wanted to do for the background, I was trying to find my checkerboard pattern that I use all the time, and then I don't know what I was gonna do until I looked back at my reference in a minute, and I decided to make the kind of the back of the office in the second game, since that's where Toy Freddy is from. So I used purple and green for the checkers. Like in this picture, in the very bottom left corner and probably right corner, you can see them. There's just those little green and purple checkers, so I just selected all the black and filled it in. Pretty simple. Selected all the white, filled it in green. Then what I did was I selected that layer, and then I did a stroke. Wait, I didn't select it, I just had it selected. Did a stroke of 60 pixels in black, because there's a little line of black on either side. So then for the background, I get the dry brush, and then the very bottom dry brush I use I have the little dark spots and light spots like in the game, so did that. And then I like to do this thing where, so like, I put the black gradient in the background, then I put it in the foreground, and just selecting the character, just putting it there in front of everything. It's right under the line art. Then I added a cute little thing of just what I think is just a good idea for little Toy Freddy, just spur of the moment, little bubble of music and love. So yeah, then I put one more gradient in the back, and then I was done. So I really hope that was a success. I guess I've only had one person tell me that I should do this. I don't know how much you guys actually wanted to see this, because in my other speed paints you can actually just see it without me talking and understand it anyway, but I don't know if maybe talking about the layers and things that I did was maybe helpful, I hope. And so yeah, and I am shocked at how many subscribers I've gotten, like just recently, just for uploading these speed paints. So I'm really happy about that, and thank you everybody who subscribed to me, it means a lot. I have a lot more pictures on my DeviantArt. It's just my Neo-kajatrash name from YouTube. It's just the same thing on DeviantArt, and that's where I post everything that I draw, almost. Like a lot more than I do speed paints for, so you can go check that out, and I guess I'll be done. So thank you so much for watching, and Five Nights at Freddy's fandom, love ya, bye.